Hi, we're here with Candice. Well, let me say Dr. Candice. Candice is a physician, and she's been in my Spiritual Warrior program for a year, and her testimonial's also on the mailing that I sent you a couple days ago, and she's here back for her third retreat. Thanks for doing this, Candice. I really appreciate it. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience in the Spiritual Warrior program over the last year?
Thank you, Greg. I've been in this program for over a year, and I started out with a retreat, and I actually came here with my husband, and it very much kind of evolved our relationship to be a lot closer. And then from there, I kept in with the program through the Spiritual Warrior program, and in the past year, I can just say that it's been a transformation, and every single assignment has its own lessons to be learned and its own viewpoint, and I've learned something from each of the assignments, and I think it's been very valuable.
You know, one of the things I want to say about Candice is that she has a tremendous impeccability about doing the program and sticking with it and doing all of the assignments. Can you talk a little bit about how we talk every 2 weeks on the phone, right, for half an hour, and then I sort of clairvoyantly or intuitively get what's the next assignment group. What's that experience like?
Well, it's after we have our final discussion, Greg always says he has to be with it for a while. So I feel like he really has a beautiful, I wrote this in my testimonial, a very beautiful spiritual insight about me and what's going on for me. And I usually email him a day or two later, let him be with it for a while, and then he'll just pick whatever flows up and whatever is relevant in my life. And it's usually very highly relevant, and I have a very valuable lesson to be learned for it. And I also enjoy a lot of the assignments as well.
So, like lately, we were working on the assignment around behavior is the truth.
Behavior is the truth.
Right? And because we're working on a theme that comes up with a lot of women is getting their desires and their needs met by their husband. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Like most women, I feel that my husband should very intuitively know what my wants and desires are. And Greg has instructed me that it's not usually the case. That I had to, by writing down for him, first for myself really, I had to sit down and think about what it was that I thought would bring my husband and myself closer. And I did that, and then I sent it to Greg, and he said that was great. And now take the next step and print it out for him or read it to him. And I was a little bit reluctant to do that because I felt as if I didn't want to change who my husband was. I wanted to come from inside him. But when he heard about what my experiences were with him, what I felt was missing, he said that he didn't know that that's how I felt, and he thought it was invaluable that I actually read what my feelings were to him, and it really put us on a different course together. And I think it really brought our relationship to the next evolution, and it's been very good ever since. And of course, we're going to have to keep up with it. It's not something that you can just say, okay, well, we're done with it. We need to keep working at it. And actually, my husband and Greg had spoken on our first retreat, and Greg's offered actually to speak with him again.
It's not that you guys have a bad relationship. You have a great relationship, but you just wanted to get deeper.
I wanted to bring more spirituality to our relationship and to just bring it closer and deeper and go to the next level.
And now you're a physician, and you're also a teaching. You're also a how do you refer to that? You're
associate professor.
Associate professor. Thank you. And you also had a research project, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot of responsibilities, and you don't have a lot of time in your schedule, but you've managed to find time to do this.
Yes, I usually do one assignment every 2 weeks, and I'll fit it in. You know, sometimes if things get very hectic, I might need extra time for the assignment. That's okay, but generally one assignment in 2 weeks is a good amount of time for me. And
well, I think that's important because a lot of people feel like they might, because I've heard this feedback, they might not have time.
It's flexible. It's not that much time. Some of the assignments take a little longer than the others, but and if there have been times when I've said to Greg, look, I've been on call this week and I just didn't get to it, and he said, fine, we'll just talk and then we'll do it the next week. But generally, I would say in the year, out of the 26 assignments, I probably did 23 of them. and then maybe for whatever reason, 3 of them or so we just pushed off. Something else might have been going on in my life. But you find the time because it's important, because you have to put yourself first, because that brings everything else that you're doing into focus. That makes you a better teacher, doctor, lawyer, whatever it is you're doing. It's gonna make that more efficient. So it's worth the time. It's worth the investment in yourself, just like anything, just like any class you take or anything else.
Awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it. And it's great to have you back here.
Okay.